What up guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate everybody here. We're gonna open up this chest and then we should have 1100 crystal keys. Not gonna lie, foreshadowing, I'm actually a bit over. So the thing is, right, we have the enhanced, we have our crystals, but on the wiki it said you need 1,000 to basically corrupt it for the Blade of Salvador, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. And it's 100 to make. So logically, my brain went, you know what? That means 1100. No. That did not mean 1100. Anyway, we don't have a smithing requirement. That's why we're currently running towards Falador and grab ourselves a dwarf ale, to boost ourselves to the required levels. Anyway, I am in a way slightly happy that we're over 100 with the crystals, because it's good for our crystal body to consistently getting chipped away with the damage, so we need to upkeep that. So it's not a big deal, if that makes sense, in some sort of difficulty. There's only one downside, one real downside. We're gonna suicide, by the way, right about here on Hespori, so we can grab everything out. And the real downside is we have +1 inventory gone, like permanently gone, due to the fact that we have overkill on the crystal shards, right? So for an ultimate Iron Man, that is, I would say, a little bit shabby, in my opinion. It's very difficult, and the fact that you also have to think about the rune pouch, right? And you have to think about the seed box, everything like that. Combining with the looting bag, it can become tedious. Anyway, we grab everything that we need. We need the mind bombs, or whatever they're called, dwarf ales. We're currently making it right about now. So make the blade. Oh, beautiful. We have the bova made and we have the blade. Let's corrupt it right about now. 900, as you see, we have an overkill. Anyway, which this means we can finally get our quests done. Tear of Blood quest is next. So yeah, it's rather easy to actually have done it with the Saldor. These are the stats. Over here is a very, very big blade. And also the blade is a +1. You cannot store it. Now keep in mind, there is a little trick, which is due to the fact that if we complete the quest where we can do moons, we can store it. I kind of want to have chins there as well, so maybe I rotate, but I don't know. Chins will be a long-term goal, if in a way. But for now, we can always store it in moons if need be, or dead bank it, right? So we gear it up. This is our inventory. We actually grab this quickly a salve, so bloat will be a little bit better. And guys, I cannot tell you how true of and how difficult, it sounds so dumb, entry mode was. I'm not used to having a bova. My range is always a 5-tick due to the T-bow, right? This is our mage setup. It looks so poor, but we will get it done. But the weirdest thing is, I have like 500 KC in TOB over all my accounts spread, right? And it's all done with the scythe. Even my regular Iron Man got on 20 KC a scythe. So I have close to no experience with 4-ticking it. And foreshadowing this, whew, boys, once you know a method and you go back to the previous method or a different method, oh, it throws you off. It's so fun. Anyway, I have a couple of things dead banked. So of course I buy a teleport just in case. I don't want to chance myself. And this is entry, so definitely not gonna get chanced. But still, it's fine. We have, I think, 5 deaths, 3 or 5, that you can theoretically do before you technically wipe, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm just gonna prey flick a little bit here and there, do an extra bow swap so we don't lose too much DPS. So guys, most people, and this is just true, don't know how to negate tick loose, right? As you saw, I went for the crab right about here. I just range it instantly because now I see how easy it is to kill range. But if you pad off Maiden, for example, you want to equip your range back on, do a hit and run them back to melee. It is just way more sufficient that way due to the fact that it's just time consuming, you get more damage in. And the reason that I actually do this is solely so I don't drain too much of my supplies, of course, because on an ultimate, if you think Herblore is difficult on an Iron Man, good luck doing that on an ultimate, because the reason is, right, you have this ultimate that actually does not passively obtain any secondaries, right? It's not like, oh, I'm gonna bank a whole bunch of spider eggs, right, from Spindle or whatever. It's just not gonna happen. It just isn't. So the moment that you actually want to do it, you have to gather it at that moment. Anyway, we're gonna try to complete at least a couple while we're here for entry mode. So maybe, enter bloat on the different tile or anything like that. Like, there are a couple that we definitely can knock out while we're doing the quest. So yeah, that's honestly quite fine in my opinion. The jelly is a little bit difficult. I just don't have a jelly. I'm not gonna get it. It's just too much difficulty in my opinion. I'm not gonna spend 800k, give or take, for just one task. It will be in the future when I'm a little bit more rich. Don't get me wrong, I still have like a 40 mil bank in raw GP, right? We enter from the different side, instantly get a task done, which is amazing. But I'm not gonna do it now. The reason that we still have some money and we are saving that is basically for fletching or is for smithing. I think what I'm not gonna do is the giant foundry, and in a way it's kind of troll to not do it, especially if you do Slayer and you save, for example, or high level PVM, right, and you save the noded rune or whatever. But I just dislike giant foundry so much. Anyway, Nilokus we are gonna enter. This went particularly slow. I was amazed on how slow it went, even for an entry. Because normally I chin the ranges over here, right? I have a blowpipe way faster. It's sure, the range is slightly less, right? And normally I have a Swiftblade. By the way, Swiftblade is not meta anymore. You kind of want to have the Sulfur Nara Blade or whatever they are called. That's generally speaking a little bit better because you have overkill, and due to the fact that they're only 10 HP, you basically have double the chance on hitting, if that makes sense. Because in max gear, you can hit more than 20. So technically you roll twice the chance. So sure, you lose a tick compared to Swiftblade, right? But overall, you kill it faster if you solely talk about consistent kills getting in. So try it yourself if you haven't tried it yet, right? So the thing is, you cannot really run these days anymore. So basically, I was so used to solo solo normal TOB that I actually made a print screen here and I was counting the tiles. I thought by myself, no, that is entry. We don't need to do the maze. So yeah, by the way, don't get me wrong. I am horribly bad at so TOB. It's not fun. The maze screws me up from time to time. I really need to make a print screen, otherwise I'm not getting it done. Muscle memory alone? No way. Anyway, in entry, we don't care about that apparently. I completely forgot about that. Oh wow, yeah, it is what it is, right? We overheal a little bit, we grab unfortunately only one. I thought I had it set on grab all, but we didn't. Kind of jinxed myself there, like not thinking ahead and planning for those kind of things on the main. But hey, it is what it is, it's only one. Now, this 4 ticking, I'm already bad at 5 ticking. 5 ticking surface, the scythe, not my thing. Now 4 ticking felt better than 5 ticking for whatever reason, because you don't really have the, how would I say, you don't really have the stand still method, where you just either need to lose a tick or whatever, or you need to reobtain a padding where basically you step on the poison right to negate extra splatter. But anyway, that's difficult high level PVM, generally speaking. So yeah, we got over here the stave. Stave is generally speaking quite strong. I think I will main this. Technically, I assume it should be way better. I, by the way, did not pay attention there. I was like, wait a minute. And over here, I don't pay attention. It threw me off that I actually equipped the wrong staff. It's so generally speaking weird to not have seeing a Sang in your inventory. But yeah, quite easy this. No problems at all. Make sure you actually step off. You don't want to step next to the pillars because you will get screwed. I think in regulars it hit like a 50 and I instantly get hit there. That's just, stupid. I got a Blood Fury, so it should be fine. And then over here, I realized, oh, no blowpipe, no nothing that venoms. This is bad. And then I got yeeted. So the thing is, I will not get yeeted with a scythe. Not at all here. But four-ticking it, it's so weird. Yeah, this definitely was a weird-ass challenge. So how the brain works like that, right? It's so different. I don't know whether you guys have that, but if you drive, let's say, to work, right, in your car, and you drive it every day, because logically you go every day to work, then suddenly someday you're just thinking, and from your home, you're randomly there, if that makes sense. Because the roadway is so long, it's so boring, and you just zone out, and you've done it so much that you're going autopilot, if that makes sense, right? So I have that with the scythe. And then go on those zones of auto stepping in every time on a 5-tick instead of a 4-tick. Honestly, I had a laugh when this happened over here, and I got a melee, and I was like, oh no, the melee is gonna yeet me like a 60. But thank God it really doesn't. Over here, I thought by myself, okay, I'm just close to that, and then I realized it only hit at 20. And I was like, okay, that's not bad. And I think so much. I will never ever foretake this again. I will do some practice when I'm gonna do the real TOB, or I'm just gonna become so good at solos that it really doesn't matter anymore. And also, Nox Halberd, guys. Noximus Halberd will save so much because you get the Venom, right? You got a Venom, so that's quite nice, because therefore your purples do not proc. You have to not really have to step back in a way, so that's quite nice. Only downside, if you have a Nox, or you're gonna get a Nox and you're gonna do TOB, by the way, this is some decent loot, some really decent loot. Good XP for farming and everything like that. Let's get the quest done, by the way. And anyway, if you have the Nox, right, you kinda wanna always stand melee distance in Sodasec. The reason why is otherwise you get too much balls, so if you're a learner, it's better to tank those melees and get those range and mage balls out of the way. If you're a speedrunner, it's different. You don't need a Nox because you want to have a sight and you want to have as much as possible range and melee balls, so you can fence consistently and get some proper timing, if that makes sense, as spellbook swap and RCS, trolls, etc., right? But generally speaking, if you're new, that's the only place where you don't really want to have the Noxifer, or well, for DPS, yes, but the long range of the Noxifer. So keep in mind, you want to stand in melee distance. Anyway, once we talk over this cutscene over here, we should be fine. And by the way, our gear, guys, our gear is so ridiculously good. I can do literally everything with this gear. Once we have the blowpipe and some amethyst darts or dragon darts, and we obviously need to upgrade to our fourth inventory space on the room pouch, then we should be so fine for Inferno. I'm currently at, I think, 11 Inferno capes in total. So yeah, I'm just gonna do 1 or 2 tries on the main with Bova so I can get used to it. And we should be fine eventually. But first is, of course, leveling my skills up, making sure that I actually can craft. Anyway, thank you, bye. Bye bye.